from the short track, overlooked by Rattlesnake Hill, to the high city life, the bright lights of Las Vegas. This weekend, NASCAR takes us to Sin City. And let me tell you what, the Las Vegas track have done a tremendous job at making this race feel big. You have Morgan Freeman, for crying out loud, giving the command. How is a track better at marketing than NASCAR is? Like, come on. This is insane. You got Chelsea Green driving the pace car from WWE. I mean, that's how you make something feel special, even though Chelsea Green isn't anything that special. Sorry, that's a reality. And no, Chelsea, you cannot speak to a manager about it. Because I only speak facts. I don't know if that's her current gimmick still, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so we're in Vegas. The famous race 1 of round of 8. Or you could say infamous. But this one is race 1, obviously, of the 2 that we go to each and every single year. And this is the most important race. I mean, as far as the one in the fall, this is the most important race of the season when you are gunning for a championship, because it is the round of 8, race number 1. You win that race, you go on to win the championship more times than not. The odds are heavily, heavily stacked in your favor, even more than winning the first 30 some odd races before. So, this race, it's about winning, yada yada, win, get yourself into the playoff, so on and so forth. However, what it is most important is that you figure out how this track works, especially when you get into the fall. How does this iteration of the car react to the track? And what kind of changes happens that we can expect in the fall? Now, the weather is pretty much the same in Las Vegas. It's hot, it's dry, it's miserable. So there might be a little bit of weather change here and there, but for the most part, you should expect a fairly identical track from the spring to the fall. And this, if teams play it right, you use this race as a 400-mile test session. Tune the car. Don't worry about winning the race. There's plenty of other races to win. Although if you're one of those mid-tier teams that have that shot, you better take it. But history says that that's not going to happen, which we'll get into that here shortly. But the William Byrons, the Christopher Bell, the Denny Hamlins, Logano, Blaney, Hendrick, Penske, Gibbs, they need to treat this as a test session. What is going on with the car? What's it doing when the tires wear out? Is there a way that we can find the best of both worlds for when we come back? Because as I've said, and will say this throughout the year, the most important race outside of the championship race itself to win is the one right here in Las Vegas in the fall. So treat this as a 400-mile test session. Figure out every single tiny detail about the car. And make sure you have that car fine-tuned and dialed in for when you return, when the stakes are so much higher and everything is on the line. The pseudo championship race is right here in Vegas. That is a pseudo championship. You win this race, you're you're more than likely winning the championship. So, let's take a look at the history, well, recent history, I should say, of the track and the winners of this track. That's so over the past 3 years, and this is both the fall and the fall and spring race. So 6 races since then. The highest average finisher. It isn't Byron. It isn't Larson. It isn't Kyle Busch. It's actually Ross Chastain. He has the highest averaging finish among active drivers over the past 3 years. 5.5 is his average finish. 5.5. William Byron is second. Larson, Busch, Reddick, Logano, Hamlin, Bell, and Suarez round out the top 10 as far as average finishes. Larson, Byron, and Chastain, they average in the top 10. And as far as the track itself, we are looking. Oh, I gotta find it. I forgot to set up the second tab for it. There we go. So, and the other thing to keep in mind, because they keep saying how you gotta be able to, you gotta want to take the gamble, and you gotta prepare for a potential overtime. Here, that is not the case. There's obviously you always want to prepare just in case, but the last time this race went into overtime was in the fall race of 2018 when it was Keselowski who won the race. And I believe that was the inaugural playoff race in Las Vegas, which I was there, by the way. That was it, which was a very cool experience. Actually, so when they were coming around and everybody was cheering and booing drivers from here all over, and so my grandpa, big Keselowski fan, because at the time, so we'll back up here. So my grandpa liked a big Bill Elliott guy for his entire career, and then stuck with the 9, went with Casey Kane up until he went to Red Bull to drive those damn Toyotas. And then I approached him because, he still loved NASCAR. And I said, there's this guy. He raced under Junior. He drives a Dodge. You drive a Dodge. That works out. His sponsor is Miller Lite, and that's what he drank. It's Brad Keselowski. And I remember saying these words because it was about the year that he won it. He won the championship, and I told him he's going to win you some races. Don't get me wrong. Championship though, I don't see that happening. And then the very next year he goes out and wins the championship. Obviously, if you haven't figured out the driver right now, I'm talking about Brad Keselowski. I don't know if I've said that already. Yeah, probably did. Either way, so I tell that story to get to this story. So they're doing the drivers, bring the drivers around the track, let them cheer, boo, let the fans cheer them, boo them, whatever. And the friend that I went with, the friend that my grandpa's friend that came with us, who lives in Vegas. So we were sitting next to each other. My grandpa went to go grab drinks, and he leans over and he's like, "Hey, when Keselowski comes around the track, we ought to boo the crap out of him when your grandpa comes back." And of course, me being the little head that I am, okay, let's do it. So my grandpa comes back. Keselowski's coming around on the back of the truck, and we just boo. Oh my goodness. It was a lot of that was a lot of fun. And then he goes out and wins the damn thing. And what was actually funny was the year that Kane won at Indy. Me and my grandpa went to Indy for that race where Bush and Truex went. Wrecked each other and cost the JGR the win. And so from that span of Casey Kane winning at Indy to Keselowski winning at Las Vegas, I would periodically make fun of him for saying, "Hey, you would have stuck with Kane, you would have got to see your favorite driver win live." And then that happened, and then I had nothing, and I have not yet been able to see any of my favorite drivers win live because going to so I've gone to MIS, I've gone to Indy, I've gone to Las Vegas. Apparently, I need to go to Daytona, the Daytona 500, to see William Byron win a race. But none of those times I got to see Dale Jr. win. When he won at Michigan, I wasn't there, so tough, but never got to see him win live. But anyway, let's get back to that. So the last time we had an overtime finish in Las Vegas was where is it? 2018. Keselowski won that race, 2018. And then before that, you have to go all the way back to 2009. Kyle Busch won it from the pole. Now, in this, so over the past 6 races, I should also point out these are these are the starting spots. You're going to see a pattern here. So in the last 6, which going to be 10th, 2nd, 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 5th, 13th. You got to qualify well. You got to have a fast car. Qualifying is crucial here. The furthest back you got to go to have somebody the lowest starting spot to go on to win in Las Vegas is 25th from Matt Kenseth in 2004. You want to go a bit more modern era, still not in these new cars, but you got to go to Martin Truex in 2019, 24th. But as far as with the current cars, you got to go to Alex Bowman starting 13th in 2022. So that is so qualifying, it's important. It is crucial. Let's see. And then cautions in this race. Over the past 2 years, there have been an average of roughly 5.5 cautions. So there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities to work on the car. You're going to get the stages. So there's your 2, which leaves 3 cautions for incident. So, and you're probably not going to pit on all 3 of those cautions for incidents. So you're only going to get maybe 3 shots to get your car right. If it's coming into the race and not a good spot. So 3 shots to get your car right. We're going to assume 3, 4, depending on where the cautions fall. Now, this does have the potential to be a fuel mileage race. I don't see that. They keep trying to be like, oh, you got to go out there and gamble. And no, you don't. No, you don't. Tires are king. Tires are king here. It's an older asphalt. It does. The tires do eat up a little bit, so tires are king. No need to try to stretch it on fuel. Take care of your tires. And if you got a chance to come down and get 4 fresh feel goods, go get it. There are many ways to pass on this track. You can run high, you can run low, you can run in the middle. It is not one of those one lane track position is king. You can work your way through the field if you have a fast car. So don't be afraid to be the only one coming down pit road, getting that fix, getting that car right. Keep working on it till you get it right. And it does seem like the long run car is going to be king, especially given the fact that we're only averaging 5.5 cautions over the past 3 years. So long run is king. Have those tire pressures low. Have that long run car moving. And the only way that's going to get undone is that competition caution coming at about lap 255, 257, somewhere in there. Of 267 lap race. So back to the individual drivers. So the best qualifier here, hey, your 3-time defending Cup Series winner, Christopher Bell, at 5th. Larson, 5.2. Logano, 5.3. Byron, 5.8. And then you have the drop to Cindric, Gibbs, and all the rest of the way down. Now, over the last 6 races, we got Larson and Logano both with 2 wins. Larson, he's got 405 laps led. Logano, 49. Logano is the ultimate opportunist. He is the Edge Adam Copeland of NASCAR. Bowman and Byron are the other 2 with wins. It is a Hendrick Motorsport Haven. And Hendrick has won the last 2 races in the spring. This is the spring. In the spring races, Hendrick has won the last 2 years. It was Larson last year, Byron the year before. It's a Hendrick Haven, and I do expect Bell to get knocked off the pedestal this time around. I would be stunned if it was 4 in a row, because you just don't get that many. You just don't get lucky that many times. So I'm gonna go. God, this is such an opportunist track. I'm gonna go with Alex Bowman to get the win on Sunday. I just got a feeling this is gonna be one of those opportunist tracks. It's gonna be an Alex Bowman at Ross Chastain, someone like those guys who are able to come in and snatch the victory at the last second. So I'm gonna go with a long shot. Alex Bowman brings home the win in Las Vegas and clinches a spot in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. So, then we also got some, so moving off of the race itself, and Amazon, NASCAR's newest broadcast partner, they're going all in. They got Dale Jr. in the booth, and now they are bringing in Carl Edwards to be a part of the broadcast team, doing the pre- and post-race show. This is showing that Amazon is really meaning business. Nobody has been able to get Carl Edwards out of that ranch and wherever the hell to do very many NASCAR events, let alone commit to a number of races. I'm not entirely sure how many Amazon has, but they got 5. They have a 5 race run. They got the Coke 600. They got Nashville, Michigan, and Pocono. So, and they got Mexico City, which I'm going to talk about that here in a minute as well, because that's something I think that needs to be talked about. So, yeah, there'll be Dale Jr., Steve Letarte in the Amazon booth, and then Adam Alexander doing the play-by-play. And then on the actual pre and post race show, I believe the only person who is announced is Carl Edwards. So, oh, okay. So Danielle Trotta and Corey LaJoy will be with him on the pre and post race shows. So I'm very excited for Amazon. This is a big get. They do so much. I really think that they're going to be doing a whole lot better than Fox has with the NASCAR coverage. Can't get much worse than Fox right now. They've been an absolute joke. It's been embarrassing. It has not helped the sport at all with what Fox has done. So hopefully Fox gets this figured out, because it's been downright embarrassing with the Fox broadcasts. Embarrassing. They need to be better. They are a bajillion-dollar company, for crying out loud. And you're telling me you cannot put on a production of cars going around in a circle? You can't pull that off, Fox? Come on. You need to be better. You can be better. You have full ability to. We saw it with IndyCar. And yet, you got an idiot running at producer, cutting to camera angles behind the stands, not even showing the cars, not even showing the racing. And then at the road courses, you have full-blown accidents happening. No coverage on that. So it's like, the coverage has to be better, Fox. It really does. Because if little Amazon, it is funny as you say that, if a subscription platform is outpacing you in quality, that should be embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. They definitely got you beat on star power on Dale Jr. alone. I get it. Clint Boyer, Kevin Harvick, they're all fun, happy, whatever. Amazon has signed on two of the most popular drivers in the history of NASCAR, in Jr. and Edwards. I'm very interested to see what Carl Edwards has to say in these races. That pre-race show is going to be worth watching. Fox's? No. I could care less. I could care less what they say in the post. I don't care. They're not interesting. Mike Joy is not interesting. Kevin Harvick is not interesting. Clint Boyer is not interesting. None of it is interesting. And then you got, and then the truck coverage has been horrific too. Jamie Little does a good job as a pit reporter. Doing a play-by-play, I am sorry. Ugh. Ugh. What in the world? Like you're calling a photo finish like you're at gunpoint. And Kyle Busch beats him to the finish. Like, get excited. Like, my God, this is this is the dream. You are paid handsomely to talk into a mic about what you're seeing about a sport we love. Act like it. Act like it. I mean, that's what makes Junior so much fun. And, like, he's screaming at everything. Like, oh my God! You see how loose he got? Be that little kid in the booth. Be excited. I mean, for God's sake. It's a sport. It's fun. Be fun. That's all we're asking. Be fun. Be interesting. And when the race gets into that lull, and it always does, that's where you make your big bucks. Be interesting. Tell a story. For God's sake, we're going 400 miles. Tell a damn story. So, yeah. I think that's all I got here. Yeah, let me run through the news one more time. Let me run through the news one more time. Yeah, don't care, don't care, don't care. Not interesting. And okay. So that is all I have for today. My official prediction is Alex Bowman winning the race in Las Vegas. The ultimate opportunist, Bowman the showman, the giver of nicknames, giving William Byron the babyface assassin nickname. I love it. I love it. And I really hope that Willie B can reel in Sabrina Carpenter into a race, because that would quite honestly be legendary. Absolutely legendary. That is an automatic ticket puncher to the Hall of Fame. He could retire tomorrow. If Sabrina Carpenter was sitting on his pit box in Las Vegas, you can call it a career. Hall of Famer, you've accomplished everything you have ever needed to accomplish in your life if you get Sabrina Carpenter on your pit box for a race. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. I think that's everything. I do appreciate everybody sticking around for my bull crap. So make sure, if you're watching it on YouTube, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Doing NASCAR, doing Formula One, doing IndyCar. We're going to try to do as much as we can. Also going to be trying to do pre-recorded video games as well. If you're watching on X, make sure to hit the like button, retweet, follow, and then go and then on podcast, make sure to hit the follow button, download the podcast, leave a 5-star review, and yeah, I believe that's everything. So, and then make sure to follow on X at Patriot Dylan, all one word. You can follow me on TikTok as well at Patriot Dylan, all one word. And yeah, that's all I got. So we'll see you next time on Patriot Dylan.